Peter, good afternoon. Thank you for joining the show today, and I want to hear all about in Theosis. I'm sure you've been asked a million times, so I just asked for the Cliff Note version of how you and John got together for this project.
Yeah, hey man. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Hold on.
It's uh not so long story, but it's quite a while back. We met for the first time here in Norway. I mean, he's from Australia and I'm in Norway, and we met at a mutual friend's bachelor's party. Never met the
Now
guy
wait a
before, but
minute. Usually bachelor parties, nothing good comes out of there. So
well, this time it did. In addition to some
fun
rides.
times, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, our mutual friend, he had told me that, Peter, you got to talk to John because I think you guys will hit it off. And sure enough, we did. We went straight into, deep philosophical and life questions, bonding over, mental health issues and traumatic experiences in life. So everybody were just,
I'll have it.
drinking and having a good time. We were sitting there chatting about, yeah, life.
Excellent. Good. And then
So
I mean you've had history with Extol and John's a producer, so you
yeah.
guys aren't new to the music industry, but how did the direction of In Theosis come together?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. After that, it was many years. We didn't, yeah. He's in Australia, me in Norway. But then he helped me with some production on a release I did last year. And he's been a big Extol fan all of his life, and he was like wanted to do his own metal project. Plus, he's a hip hop producer. So we just started talking about, okay, maybe we should do something together. And for the sound that Entheosis has, it makes really sense because I mean I'm into some progressive stuff. He's also that, but also his production is a much more modern kind of production than I guess I'm used to,
Mhm.
which really I'm really happy to be a part of that kind of project, which I haven't really been before. And Also, we are going to incorporate some rapping on some of the songs. For example, the next single called Iconoclast, which will be out in a couple of weeks.
Is that something new for you as the vocalist to do that type of musical genre?
Yeah, and I'm not doing it, at least not right
Oh,
now.
okay.
So we have like a feature artist, on this next song, this a Norwegian rapper called Damien, insanely talented and fun
Oh.
guy. So yeah, I'm not gonna try the rapping part. I'll stick to screaming and singing
I
for
mean,
now.
I think you could probably do it. I mean, listening to the vocals on Mysteria, I mean, your vocal range obviously is there, the guttural heaviness and then the melodicness. So I don't think hip hop would be out of your realm.
Yeah, yeah, maybe one day.
The two songs that have been released already, that is you doing all the vocals?
Yes, it is. Is John screaming on Mysteria or Purged? No, I don't think so. He's screaming on the new one, but I think yeah, I'm doing all the vocals on the two first ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's just amazing because how you can go and not artists do it, but it still boggles my mind how you can take the flow of a song from being this mean nasty thing to this gentle melody type song. It's creative, man. I really dig it.
Right.
It was funny because I had Mysteria on the other day, and my son who's 24 came out and he said, "Is that a new Meshuggah song?" Like,
Nice.
he thought it was from Meshuggah, and I'm like, "No, it's a new band I'm talking to next week." So yeah,
Well, that's a compliment, for sure.
yeah. I mean, anyone who hasn't heard the tune yet, it's up on YouTube. But that's the kind of feel I get out of it, and he got out of it too. Meshuggah. I mean, and John's musicianship is just amazing.
Incredible. Yeah.
He played all the instruments so far.
Yeah. So he's doing all the instruments and programming and mix as well. So yeah, super talented guy, and I love his vibe. Like he does this production, like this, some synth sounds that are really, very well balanced, not over the top. It just gives the right feeling that the song needs, and yeah, plays awesome guitar and bass. So yeah, he's incredible.
Now, with you guys being in two different parts of the world, do you get together to collaborate, or is it all via internet and Zoom and MP3s and so forth?
Yeah, so far just online based.
That's
Um,
incredible. I mean, you would,
yeah.
these songs are so well done. You would think you guys were in the studio knocking them out. It's unreal, man.
Yeah, we did like usually we would do like separate stuff. Like he will do some things and send it over to me. I'll do something on top of that, send it back to him. But we had our first sort of live session the other day where he was tracking a guitar solo. So we had this live session on yeah, this platform where you can sort of collab real time together, and that was really fun.
Wow.
That so I hope we're gonna, yeah, do more of that as well.
The guitars in Mysteria are just crazy, and I saw the guitar playthrough where John showing off his skills on the H string, and it just there's so many levels of this song. It's not an easy song. I don't think that anyone who hears it for the first time is not going to go back and hear it again. I mean, it's like taking one chip. You have to keep going back. There's so many different layers, and the vocals move with the way that the tone and the structure of the song changes. I mean, it's when you guys collab, does it take a lot of effort and a lot of time to build a song from start to finish?
Um, on these two first songs, John has sort of sent me like a structure for the instrumental part, where he has sort of, yeah, just his idea of how, from start to finish, how he thinks about the song, just the instrumental parts. And then I will go, maybe have some feedback on the instrumental part. And when that is sort of all set, I will start working on the vocal production and the vocal parts, where I want to have screaming and where I want to have melody vocals. And John will also have obviously some ideas of what he wants. Yeah, so just collabing back and forth on that. And then I just start tracking vocals, writing lyrics, basically on top of the instrumental structure that we have sort of agreed upon, which works really, really fine. And then, yeah, I also have I do some writing on the instrumentals as well.
Cool.
So I have maybe an idea. I'm not a guitar player and not so good at programming and production like John is. So I will send him like a really crappy demo, but at least he can hear the idea, and then he will turn his magic on it, and it will sound great. So yeah.
I mean, you've been in the studio, so you have an idea. You may not be able to perform it, but still, just to have
Yeah,
that song in your head to kind of
exactly.
down. And it's cool that you have a partner that can take what's inside your head and make it come to life.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's really, and I mean, he's so quick, like he's so music smart. And even though we don't know each other that well, like we haven't known each other on like a musical level at all before the last year, I think we communicate really well, and he understands what I want, and I think I understand what he wants. So yeah, it's pretty sweet collaboration actually.
Where do you pull your the lyrical content from?
From the darkest places of my soul. No, joking a little bit, but it's also true.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's life experience, life based lyrics. Yeah, talking a lot about mental health issues and stuff like that, because it's been a big part of my life and John's life as well. Um, how to cope with that, how to get through those kind of things, and also about religious stuff, like religious traumas, yeah, how to navigate in a world where, yeah, religion is kind of messed up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics in family circles or friend circles, but music gives a lot of people an out to do that, you know?
Yeah, it does. And to me, it's really important. Like, I mean, we don't live in a void. We live in this world. We live in with wars and with the crazy religious people doing shit all the time, and with crazy politicians doing shit all the time. So I'm that kind of person. I need to sort of express that somehow. And I also do it with my family and friends, but I also do it in music. And I guess I want to say something with my lyrics. Try to be something positive somehow, I guess, here in life.
Yeah, I get the mental health aspect of that in the lyrics so far that I've heard. I've had anxiety, real bad anxiety for since 1995. I lost three grandparents in 3 months, and something
Wow.
clicked, but I fought back to get back to be productive and go forward. So,
Yeah.
it's not easy, and I think the cool thing with musicians like yourself and other celebrities and so forth that, it's not something to be ashamed of. People talk about mental health everywhere, and
Yeah.
it's an open conversation, and it never used to be like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's one big positive about, music such as this.
Yeah, I really agree with you, man. Like when I got anxiety the first time many years ago, I didn't know what it was, because no one in my like in my network of people talked about it, or even knew what it was. So I actually went several years before I understood, oh shit, yeah, this is anxiety.
Mhm.
So I yeah, hope that, me talking about it, me doing music about it, maybe can help someone to yeah, see it somehow clearer, be
When
some sort
you're
of help.
when you're writing lyrics, does the music ever guide you, or like
Y-
certain,
Yes.
I guess certain vibes probably lend to that deeper, maybe darker conversation as opposed to other songs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, yeah, some some parts are more aggressive, or some song ideas are more aggressive. I guess I'll tend to maybe have a little bit more aggressive lyrics. Although I also like contrasts. Uh, with Extol, like, contrast has always been important to me, and to Extol, and I think I also like that in Theosis, that doesn't always have to be that obvious. It's
Yeah,
really brutal riff, and then it has to be a brutal lyrics. No, maybe
sure.
not. Maybe it can be the opposite.
The song Purged, it's just another great song, man. And the opening line, which leads into the chorus, we must all pass through the fire, we will all be purged. Um, just taking that little snippet, it could be several different things. What were you trying to say with that opening line to the song?
uh, I mean, I always like the listener to sort of interpret
Okay.
it for themselves,
Yep.
but I guess to me, a little bit like what we're talking about already, this path that we're walking through life, you got to walk through the fire to sort of get through sort of to the other side, and something happens in that process of being purified, being cleansed, or you can call it becoming mature or becoming whole, if you want to look
Yeah.
at it that, in that
Starting
sense.
anew. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can sort of translate this song into something religious, or something just everydayish. Do whatever you want, but it's all about that process where you go through a hardship to process and to sort of create something like a small diamond inside of you, which you find out, this is me, this is proper Peter at the essence, at the core, because everything else has just been burnt away, like purified in fire.
And even more simplistic action with that song is with it being Halloween season, there's a movie collection called The Purge. So, if you just take it very simply, with the words "the purge," it's like, okay, maybe I'm being purged.
Maybe.
You never know. So,
Happy Halloween.
without thinking too deep into it, it could just be
Yeah.
purge. So,
Yeah. For sure. Again, I like the listener to just interpret it as you
sure.
wish.
Yeah, man. When I heard the vocals for this one, it reminded me a lot of the band Ghost.
Okay.
Some of Papa Emeritus's vocals are kind of in that range, kind of haunting, and yeah, man, it's I can't wait to see what else the band has in store for us.
Yeah, it's a lot. We have a lot in store for you.
Iconic
uh,
Past is next. You said when's that coming out?
uh, November 15th.
Oh, right on.
So just some few weeks. It's gonna be an incredibly fun song. Like I have never done anything like that before. Again, also obviously with the rapping parts, I have never done something like that before. And Damien, he does such a good job, and he also contributed all the lyrics there. Yeah, so it's gonna be super. To me, it's a really catchy song, but it's also quite unique in some ways. So yeah, and then we have a lot of other ideas and some ready songs that just needs to be mixed. So we're gonna release a couple of more singles, and then there's gonna be like a full length end of 2025-ish. Don't hold me to it, but around those times,
Very
there
cool.
will be a full length album.
Well, people who want to find out more about in Theosis can follow on YouTube or on the socials at in Theosis. And
Yep.
yeah, man, this has been a great chat. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait for Iconoclast to come out on the 15th and whatever else you guys got in store for us, man. So, Peter, I appreciate your time today, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
You have yourself a good day, and we'll chat down the road.
Yep.
All
Take
right, so
care.
take care of yourself.